So if you're in talent acquisition, you already know Google is a huge deal. But here's the thing. Its role is changing, and it's changing fast. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how Google is evolving and what it means for your recruitment strategy, starting today.
All right, let's really get into this. What we're talking about here is a massive, fundamental shift. We're moving way beyond Google just collecting job postings. Now, it's using AI to actively shape how candidates discover and even define their entire careers. This isn't just some new feature they rolled out. We're talking about a whole new way of thinking about recruitment.
And that really brings us to the big question for everyone listening, right? This change is happening whether we're ready for it or not. The real question is your strategy still stuck in the old world of keyword searches, or is it ready for this new reality of AI-guided career discovery? Let's find out.
You know, to really get where this is all headed, we have to look back at where it started. Google's journey into the recruitment space has been a fascinating series of experiments, some successful, some not so much, but all of them built the foundation for what we're seeing today. Okay, so look at this timeline because a really interesting pattern starts to pop out. Google began behind the scenes in 2016 with some B2B tech. Then it launched a couple of big experiments. Google Hire, which was an applicant tracking system in 2017, and Cormo Jobs in 2018. But look what happens next. By 2022, both Hire and Cormo were shut down. Now, this wasn't a failure. It was a very deliberate, very strategic decision to refocus their energy.
And this table, it shows you exactly what that refocusing looks like. Check out the current status column. You see, the products that went head-to-head with tools you already use, like an ATS or a separate job marketplace, they're gone. Google Hire? Sunset. Cormo Jobs? Also sunset. But the stuff that's more foundational, the infrastructure, that's a different story. Cloud Talent Solution, that B2B engine, it's active. And Google for Jobs, the aggregator we all see, it is also very much active. These are the two pillars everything is now built on.
Okay, so that brings us to today, to the present. We're looking at the core engine that's running Google's entire recruitment ecosystem right now. And for anyone in TA, understanding these two active pillars isn't just a nice-to-have anymore. It's essential.
All right, let's break this down because getting the difference here is super important. On one side, you've got Cloud Talent Solution. The easiest way to think about it is it's the B2B brain that Google sells to other job boards to make their search bars smarter. And yes, it is active. Then on the other side, you have Google for Jobs. This is the consumer-facing tool we all see in our search results. It just finds job postings all over the web, as long as they're formatted correctly. And you guessed it, it is also active.
So let's be crystal clear about Google for Jobs. It is not a job board. You don't post jobs to it. It finds your jobs, but only if your career site uses the right technical language, that job posting schema. It's free, which made it a game changer. Now, it's also important to know it isn't everywhere. The service was actually pulled from South Korea, and it never even launched in places like Australia or certain EU countries. But here's the key takeaway. It has become the essential destination for candidates who are being guided by Google's new AI tools.
And that brings us to the future, which, let's be honest, is already here. This is where Google stops just being an aggregator and really becomes a career architect. It's using generative AI to completely change the very first step of job discovery, and this is what you need to be ready for today.
Okay, so say hello to Career Dreamer. This is a brand new tool launched in February 2025, and it's an active experiment from Google. And its purpose is really different. It's not about finding one specific job opening. It helps a candidate look at their skills and experiences to imagine totally new career paths they might never have thought of. It's all about exploring your potential, not just looking back at your old job titles.
Okay, this is where it all comes together. This is the new candidate journey. So a candidate might start with Career Dreamer, just exploring what's possible. The AI, Gemini, helps them put together what we're calling a career identity statement and even tailors their resume. And then, and this is the absolute key, Career Dreamer sends that candidate with their new career identity directly over to Google for Jobs to find actual, live roles that match. So Career Dreamer is basically a new, super-powered on-ramp that feeds highly motivated AI-coached candidates right into the Google for Jobs ecosystem.
So, the big question is, what does all this actually mean for you? Well, it means the old playbook is out the window. Candidates are showing up to the party with AI-coached resumes and a clear sense of direction. To even get seen, your strategy has to evolve right now.
So here's your action plan for 2026 starting right now. First, you absolutely have to be optimized for Google for Jobs. It's not optional anymore, it's where these candidates land. Second, you need to start speaking the AI's language. That means aligning your job titles and skills with standardized data frameworks, like Lightcast. Third, get your tech in order. Your website's job posting schema needs to be super detailed. The more skills and responsibilities the AI can read, the better your chances. And finally, you have to rethink how you assess candidates. When every single resume is perfectly polished by AI, your job becomes about authenticating those skills in the interview, not just reading about them on paper.
So we're ending right back where we started, but hopefully with a totally new perspective. This isn't about some far-off future in 2026. This stuff is happening right now. The real question is your talent attraction strategy ready for the AI-powered present?